In ancient Indian texts like the Vedas, it's written that cow's milk has special healing powers due to the medicinal herbs the cow eats. According to these texts, drinking cow's milk can turn a weak and sick person into an energetic one, giving them vitality and strength. It's like a natural medicine, providing not just nourishment, but also curative properties to prevent certain diseases. Fast forward to the present day, regular exposure to processed milk might increase the risk of developing chronic diseases. Hormones in milk from pregnant cows are linked to various types of cancers. Additionally, processed milk in some countries contains dangerous toxins that are linked to cancers. In today's world, dairy farming is a business, and like all businesses, its goal is to make profits. Most of them don't care about your health. In this video, we'll expose the dark reality of milk production at every stage, including these animals' lifestyles, diets, the processing of milk in factories, and also the scams happening during the transportation of this milk. Furthermore, by the end of this video, we'll talk about the precautions we should take as consumers to safeguard ourselves. Have you ever thought about why packaged milk can be stored for much longer than fresh milk? Well, it's all because of a process called pasteurization. In the olden days, when there were no fridges, fresh milk could only last a couple of days. But now, thanks to pasteurization, milk can stay fresh for 2 to 4 weeks. Pasteurization is a smart method where they heat up the milk to a high temperature, around 300 degrees. This heat kills harmful germs. So the milk is not only safe to drink, but it also lasts longer. In the 1800s, before pasteurization and fridges, things were different. They used to transport milk from cities to neighborhoods in carts, and it would only stay fresh for 2 to 3 days. As cities grew, and the milk had to travel longer, bacteria would grow in it. This caused diseases like tuberculosis, scarlet fever, and typhoid fever, making lots of people sick. Now, pasteurization is like a superhero. It keeps us safe from these illnesses by making milk safe and lasting longer. But there are also some things to think about when it comes to pasteurization. Some say the pasteurization process kills important nutrients, but scientists don't believe that anything lost during the pasteurization is important for human health. Is that really true? Naturally, milk contains both good and bad bacteria, along with all the vitamins and other nutrients. Good bacteria help us digest the milk and absorb the nutrients we get from the milk. During the high heating process of pasteurization, it's not just the bad bacteria that dies. Heat kills good bacteria as well. And the worst part is, there are some heat-sensitive nutrients like vitamin B and folic acid. Studies show that we lose 25 to 35% of these nutrients during the pasteurization process. We all know that milk can be an excellent source of nutrients, but most of the milk you find in stores is homogenized and pasteurized. These processes change the milk's chemical composition, reduce its vitamin and mineral content, and destroy good bacteria and enzymes. So think of it this way: this milk is completely dead. Well, some people might be fine with this process. They feel something is better than nothing when it comes to nutrient absorption. Because most of these people live in the cities and don't have an option of getting fresh raw milk. But here's the twist. Since these people live far away from the dairy farms, the milk has to travel a lot, and anything can happen during this period. According to a nationwide survey conducted by India's food regulator FSSAI, 2 out of 3 Indians drink milk contaminated with detergent, caustic soda, urea, and paint, among other chemicals. Over 68% of the milk sold in India did not match the standards set by the FSSAI. Furthermore, according to a professor at Cornell University, protein in cow's milk can have a calcium-leaching effect instead of promoting strong bones. If you think this is the worst part, wait. This horror story doesn't end here. Forget about pasteurization. Even the majority of the fresh raw milk, which is directly coming out of the farm, is not safe. In addition to these chemicals, milk has been found to contain pesticide residues, artificial growth hormones, antibiotics, and heavy metals like cadmium. All the toxic elements that enter the cow's body either through food or medicine make their way into the milk, and eventually, it is consumed by humans with the wrong belief that the milk they are drinking is healthy. Most animal-based foods contain hormones, but dairy products are the majority source of our hormone intake. About 75% of the female sex hormones we consume come from dairy products. And this is just from natural hormones, not added hormone injections like bovine growth hormone. Modern dairy cows, especially breeds like Holstein, are frequently impregnated and lactated during most of their next pregnancy. As a result, today's commercial cow's milk contains high levels of pregnancy hormones such as estrogens and progesterone. And the majority of people don't know this. Here are the estrogen levels in milk during the first 8 months of a pregnant cow. Hormone levels shoot up more than 20-fold. Well, some doctors argue that these artificial hormones don't impact the chemical composition of the milk and will not cause hormonal imbalance in the children, which leads to early puberty. But the results from the studies reveal something else. Here are the average levels of 3 different estrogens and progesterone hormones flowing through the bodies of 7 men, who then proceeded to drink about a liter of milk. Within hours, their hormone levels shot up. Next, here are the average levels of these female sex steroids flowing through the bodies of 6 school children before drinking about 2 cups of milk, and then after drinking it. Within hours, their levels shot up, tripling their baseline hormone levels. So one can imagine the effects milk might have on men or children. But what about women? According to the American Cancer Society, cow's milk also contains synthetic hormones such as bovine growth hormone, a hormone that is used to increase cow's milk production. When consumed, this may interfere with the normal hormone function of your body and will have a higher risk of cancer. According to a 2006 study by Harvard researchers involving 10,000 women, participants who consume the most dairy products are also more at risk of breast cancer. Now that you know there are toxic substances coming into the milk from the cow's body, let's try to understand why these drugs are getting into the cows in the first place.
From an early age, we are sold this version of milk production. One where cows graze freely, happily roam in the fields, and are content and cared for. But what is the reality? Unlike what they want us to believe, most dairy cows have no chance to graze in pastures or live freely. They live in enclosed spaces, are forced to walk on concrete slabs, and are surrounded by the metallic sounds of machinery and iron fences. In about 10 months, a single cow can produce 15 gallons of milk per day, which is 14 gallons more than she would produce in the wild.
Investigations have revealed the rampant, illegal, and indiscriminate use of oxytocin in Indian dairy farms. Oxytocin is a hormone that is injected into cows with the hope of increasing milk production. When injected with this hormone, the cow experiences severe stomach cramps similar to labor pains. Mother cows and buffaloes often stop producing milk when they are separated from their calves. To continue taking the milk from these animals, workers stuff calf carcasses, trying to make the mothers believe that they are nursing their calves. Workers also inject the animals with oxytocin, a hormone that stimulates milk production. Oxytocin has harmful effects on the animals and also those who consume dairy products. On this farm in India, the farm worker confesses that they also use drugs to stimulate milk production.
इंजेक्शंस वगैरह कौन सा देना पड़ता है? हाँ? नहीं मतलब देना पड़ता है क्या? क्यों देना पड़ता है मतलब? हाँ हाँ
जब भैंस नहीं पचता उसका दवा था। अच्छा थोड़ा मारिएगा तो। अच्छा।
In Hyderabad, a supplier of buffaloes to dairies confirms that the drug commonly injected is oxytocin.
क्या बोलते दूध नहीं दिए तो भैंस लात मारे तो टीका मार के दूध काटते, वो तो है हर डेयरी में है और अभी गवर्नमेंट भी उसको बैन कर दी। अब लोग चोरी छुपे निकालने वाले निकालने।
What is the name of that thing, medicine? दूध कम देते हैं उसको?
दूध नहीं, दूध कम देने का नहीं है वो। भैंस लात मारती, बच्चा मर गए तो दूध नहीं देती बच्चे के वास्ते। हाँ, ऑक्सीटोसिन, वो इंजेक्शन। दूध बढ़ाने का कोई इंजेक्शन नहीं है।
After all these facts, it's clear that processed milk can have a lot of impact on human health. Now, let's look at the alternate solutions for this big dairy problem. Before we continue, if you are enjoying this video so far, please like this video. It'll help me reach more people like you and share this knowledge. Also, if you have any queries, please post them in the comments. If you are living in the countryside or villages, the best alternate solution that you have is to get your supply directly from the grass-fed dairy farm, where you know that the dairy is well maintained and stays away from these toxins and injections. But if you are living in towns and cities, it's almost impossible to get your milk supply from a credible source. So in order to find the best alternatives, we should understand what we get from the milk in the first place. The two main concerns people have when giving up milk are protein and calcium. According to the World Health Organization, the maximum protein required to be healthy is only around 8% of our calories from protein. Even this includes a large safety margin. As long as we eat at least 2 meals a day, it is impossible to not get enough protein, as all fruits, vegetables, and grains have protein in them. Calcium is found abundantly in a variety of plant foods. As long as you eat a balanced diet, you will meet the required daily calcium intake. Even though I don't have any personal agenda to demonize the dairy industry, this industry has gone too far to meet the public demand for milk and make money. So I've decided that it's my job to expose these dark realities to people and help them make better choices for their lives. If you like to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to this channel